Pandas, 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 pandas. I got bras in Atlanta, Tucson, dope, lean, and a Fanta. Pandas, good morning, TGIM. Thank God it's Monday. How exciting is it to be back to the community to trade? I always say weekends are business, weekdays are pleasure. So TGIM, thank God it's Monday. We're back with the community here, being able to finally trade futures once again. Good morning, guys. Santosh, good morning. Day trading, good morning. Raul, Anita, good morning. Sorry, I'm gonna put a poll up for you guys. Hope everyone's doing well. Hope everyone had a great weekend. Hey, always throw in the chat. Always interested. If you did anything interesting in the weekend, let a panda know. David Keckel, good morning. Andy's, good morning. Don't forget to scalp that like button, pandas. If you're just joining, drop a GM in the chat. Carl Herman, good morning. Andy's, yeah, there was a kind of like a big move down here. Not so terrible, but it's a move. It's definitely a move. And people are saying because Nvidia just released. Not sure. Kid Poker saying it's NinjaTrader is hard to set up. Yeah, it's a little. There's a little small learning curve there to set up NinjaTrader. I think any platform there's a small learning curve. But if you go to my channel, I set it up. I have a video teaching how to set up NinjaTrader, at least how I set it up. Good morning, guys. SW Blaze, good morning. Greg T, good morning. Welcome, welcome. Kevin Horvath, good morning. Master Trader, good morning. Robert Castro, good morning, guys. Jenny Hoyos, welcome back. Good morning. Bad J, good morning. Mike Thompson, good morning. Craig Pitcher, good morning. Toro Toes, good morning. Michelle, good morning. You know, the analytics say that there's about like 2% of people who join that are females. You know, that's if everyone is accurate when they fill out their YouTube profile. But hey, you know, the more female pandas, the better. Always need a woman's touch in the chat. Good morning, guys. Zero Cool. PK Futures Trading. Good morning, guys. YST, good morning. Timothy Chapo, good morning. Melissa Czar, good morning. Welcome, welcome. Zero Cool, yeah. Female pandas are a rare species. That's why we are endangered pandas. As I always say, men make it so you can live in a house. Women make it so you want to live in a house. That's what I say. Pandas, 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 pandas. We got two leggy here coming off yesterday's high after a big push down. I would consider going short here, but it's just really close to yesterday's, or sorry, the open. But actually, I don't mind this two leggy here. One thing you do have is you do have a what we call a spike in channel. So this is a spike. It starts a channel here. This channel is a little weird because it actually, instead of channeling, it does a wedge. So what can happen here is we can retest this high. It's possible. And what ends up happening creates a certain double top. A double top from there, then we get a nice reversal trade. But this is a strong move up. There's a couple things that usually happen here. This is a very strong push down though. So you're thinking if, you know, this is going to have some continuation. You know, typically some measure move down like this. And bears are looking for a measure move like this. Bulls are looking for a retest up here, at least. Patrick Collier, upgrade membership to Super Panda. Do appreciate it. But hey, should I really be saying thank you, or should I say you're welcome? You have access to the Discord now. There should be instructions on how to access a Discord, but there's a two-legged Discord where we continue to trade, talk about setups off stream. This is a trap trade here. So bears are looking for the measure move, are sweating. A lower high setup will definitely be more enticing for bears to enter in this. Right now, bulls are happy, right? They'll probably enter this reversal as a bull to see if we can come back to retest the highs here. I'm gonna wait for market open and see what happens. Market just opened. Let's get that bamboo pandas. Oof, oof. It's getting choppy. Sitting on my pause. We're still underneath the 20 MA. So I'm sitting on my pause. If we get a L4 setup, I'll decide to go short here. It's a little too choppy for me. I need one more confirmation. We're going to push down and come back at least to the bottom of this trading range. But it looks like it might go without me. That lower high setup was it. It's got a little too choppy. I mean, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 overlapping bars in a row. Just unsure what will happen there. If we get trap trade, I may consider going short, but as you can see, the trading range indicator marking a trading range at the moment. We can come back to the bottom, back to the top, back to the bottom of trading range. It can get choppy here. But wow, how close were you to getting stopped out right there if you're a bear? Seems like the bears collectively all got out. Like I mentioned, trading range indicator saying bottom to trading range, back to the top of the trading range. Pushing up here. Getting confusing. From the daily chart, can we figure out what's going to happen? I mean, we have 4 pushes up on the daily chart hitting the top of a trading range. This could lead to a big reversal, big time reversal back to the bottom of the trading range. That can really happen on the daily chart. And the reason why is because all the price actions happening at these support and resistance levels on the trading range. One, two, three, four, 5 bull bars in a row, always in long. People will just buy here, continue to buy, banking on a breakout, wide stop, right? They'll get out with a when they start to see this always in long stopping. So they'll just buy at basically the close of any bar. Like I mentioned, we might create a double top here of some sort, and after that retest, then we'll look for a nice reversal trade. Ends up working out though, at least for a scalp, if you're just going short here. But for a reversal trade, that's what we're waiting for. You're going to test the top here. Always in long traders. See, people start buying at the close of this bar. They buy here. They might even buy here, and try and get early in the always in long. They continue to buy the close every single time. Even they'll buy the close here, knowing that they can at least come up break even. They buy the close here, and they're thinking, okay, maybe after this exhaustion, they start to take some profits. But strong bulls are just waiting for a sign of reversal before they get out, before they even think about starting to stop. They're always in long. Good morning, guys. Welcome to the stream. Make sure you guys scalp that like button. Drop a GM in the chat if you're just joining. So now, always in long bulls are starting to say, okay, well, our next trade we'll try to come out break even, because it's no longer always in long after this pullback. And they're just certain that whatever happens, whatever pullback happens, it's probably gonna be a small pullback, and they'll give them a chance to come up break even. Question is, pandas, we're looking for two leggies here. Oh wow, okay, yeah. Do you want to take a second entry long off the 20 EMA? Is the question. We've getting close to our double top here. I mean, I guess you're thinking at least one more push up.
$10,000 tick trap.
Let's see if we get our two leggy here. Yesterday's or Friday's high
10,000 tick trap.
acting like some sort of level here. We almost made a new high. So like I mentioned, the always in longs are probably now out of their trades, right? Once they see this, they're like, okay, no longer always in long. Let's get out of our trades. This is probably a place where I look for a reversal setup. A lot needs to happen. Fail second entry long is what I'm looking for, which is this setup. Push down, right? Two pushes down, one push down, two pushes down, right? One push down, first entry, second push down, second entry. That fails, reverses. This is what we're looking for in this area, in my opinion. Thinking this is enough of a double top, right? Enough to test it. It's a lower high double top. Give me my setup, please. Potential reversal setup. Doji bar. Just waiting for a setup. Not forcing anything here. So that double top basically formed here with that kind of exhaustion. This wick here, failed breakout. Trading range starting to form again. Top to the bottom, to the top, to the back, to the bottom. So trading range formed here, pushes up. Notice, pandas, that the trading range started to form with these lines back here, or with these candles. So the trading range starts to form before it really does form, and is giving us the range. I kind of like this better if it does form underneath the 20 MA. I don't mind that. Let's take that trade. Failed breakdown, possibly back to top of trade range. I thought we were at a double top here, so I'm not really looking for a long. But when you get a bull bar like this, you're thinking at least maybe back to the top of the trading range. It's a pretty strong bull bar ending on its high. Surprising. Not exactly sure what's happening here. Usually when that happens, I like to look at other time frames. 10,000 tick chart. Potential. Move up. Doesn't even touch the 20 EMA yet. When the market open, looks a little choppy on the 10,000 tick chart. 5-minute chart. Actually strong, kind of strong bull bar here. And as long as we're above the 20 EMA, we could still be bullish. So, it's absolutely amazing move here. Comes from the bottom trading range back to the top of the trading range. Not sure, Pandas. I mean, should I look for a second entry long here? I mean, I don't know. The reason why I don't want to go long here is because it's beneath these pivots. So these can act as a natural resistance. If you go long here, you're thinking breakout. Inside. OI pattern. Just don't know. Pandas, I'm just sitting on my pause. I mean, are we in an uptrend or downtrend? I guess I don't know. This is kind of hard to say. I mean, it looked like it was an uptrend, and it looked like now it's starting to be a trading range. We technically haven't broken above the overnight high, which is this dashed blue line. Second entry long. Hard for me to take that. I mean, it could be a potential very strong move, and you can use it as a swing trade, but just in my opinion, it's just too many resistances right above it. Plus the trading range indicator giving us a trading range. Strong bull bar ending on its high. Now, traders looking for follow through. If we have follow through, they might be always in long again. Follow through will be a bull bar here, or even a doji bar, and the next bar breaking up. So they'll be always in long here. They'll just buy, continue to buy, similar to this area here. We finally break the high. It's a weird second entry long. I mean, the second entry, when you look for second entries, you usually don't look for it when it breaks, you know, when one leg breaks below the 20 EMA. It's not a second entry long that I like, really. But I also don't like how it's where these pivots are. So always in long, people are just buying at the close here and continue to buy until again where they start to see signs of reversal, such as this leg here. Then they'll just come out break even. They'll buy again, come out break even, thinking that whatever pullback there is, it will be small. So people are always in long here. We could be just having a strong bull trend day today. That could be the case. If you look at the daily chart, we are finally hitting the top of the trading range on the daily chart. And From the bottom to the top is quite a range. So far we had a, what is this? The value is 488 point move on the emini from the bottom to the top. 488 point move. Absolutely incredible. Amazing. Am I looking for a bull trend now? Don't want to include this. How much do I want to include here? Probably looks something like that. Yeah, probably something like that. Still a little more room to go to the top here. Actually, I'll be more enticed if it came back to the test, the overnight high, and also the 20 MA. That'd be a better place to enter a trade if we see a bounce off that. It's like a double support here. All right, Pandas, how you guys doing? I'm still flat. I haven't entered any trades. I may enter long here. Depending on the signal bar, depends where it bounces. For fails, I can enter short. You're kind of taking advantage of the fact that you know, people are looking for always in long. Do I want to go long here? Trying to get a piece of it. It's just a bad signal bar. I don't know if I like that. But we're coming off that double support here, as you guys can see. Thinking about going long here on the fail second entry short here, but signal bar was really bad. And yeah, I don't know. I guess I would wait for a second entry at this point. We're on the 20 EMA. And also, as you can see, the support here. Thing is, like, it kind of bounces like this. This looks like actually stronger area of support where you can see the candles closing here, the top hitting here, breaking out, and finally breaking through it. Maybe a second entry long. It'll be a fourth push up. Could be the break of this wedge with a new high. I would be very tempted if we get a nice signal bar here to go long for a higher low setup. Second entry long. Thinking it's close enough to the support here. Signal bar is looking pretty terrible. Horrendous signal bar at the moment. The risk is not that large. I'd be in that trade already. I'd be in this trade if I were to take that, but I'm gonna sit on my pause here. The reason why it's hard for me to go short here as well is because I feel like there's resistance here. Like, I might take a failed trap trade. Just sweating now if you went long. But it's a bad signal bar, doji bar here. Prevented me from entering that trade. And for that, I'm grateful. At the moment, at least. Decent push up here. This might be the push up. barely enough room to the top of this trading range, small trading range. I would honestly have been way more comfortable if actually hit this key area where you see it breaks through it and you want to come back to retest it and it fails to get all the way down there. But this is a second entry long, higher low second entry long, but didn't like the signal bar. Ends up reversing a little bit, but you would actually still be in this trade and maybe out with a perfect scalp. Now you're definitely out of the trade. Congrats to those who took that long. Signal bar was terrible, and still a little more room to that key area, which I thought it would maybe do a failed trap on. Failed trap I would have been very interested in. It looks like potential just strong bull bar or bull trend day today, because look at the first couple bars on the 5-minute, right? The market opens here, just decent bull bar here. There's some chop here, but stays above, and there's follow through. So now we're thinking maybe just a bull trend day today, but who knows? I mean, this trade here just looks ugly as well. I mean, I don't know. I don't know about this trade. You do make the scalp eventually, but man, I mean that is getting very choppy right now. We're still clearly above the 20 MA. You can take this trap if you're feeling risque. You can see 3 attempts to reverse here, and this trap is waiting on the other side. Does trigger here. I mean, it's a bad signal bar, it's big risk, but potential strong move because of the 3 failed attempts to reverse here. But terrible signal bar and big risk. Does give you a scalp though. 2 points pretty easily, pretty immediately. That's kind of, you know, that was a successful scalp because how quickly it scalps, right? The idea of scalping is supposed to be quick trades in and out. So that, I mean, it's hindsight bias, but that confirmed that was a decent move, right? 3 attempts to reverse, trap, long, clearly above the 20 MA. This last attempt bounces off the 20 MA like that, but the risk was large, and also the signal bar was bad. Inside OI pattern. What does that mean? Breakout mode. Right. Small, teeny time frame. That's a triangle. No setups. I mean, when you look at the higher time frames, this is unsustainable, right? This uptrend is unsustainable. It's a spike in channel on the higher time frame, and it's not sustainable in my opinion. This is a 10,000 tick chart. By the way, if you want to know what time frame I'm looking at, you can look at the top left of your screen. Nasir Rahimi says, Panda, you get the direction of the market right. I think the two-leggy strategy is limiting you. You have thought about being a directional... Have you thought about being a directional trader? Oh, yeah, I do that more off stream. But during stream, I like to focus on one strategy, which is the two-leggy. And that's kind of the point of the stream, because we want to focus on one thing here to make things as simple as possible. And so during stream, I just trade one strategy. But off stream, I'm a little more free-flowing. Three failures. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. But still clearly above the 20 EMA. It really hasn't gone underneath the 20 EMA yet. Bounces right off of it, and this is why you don't want to trade against the 20 EMA when it's acting as support, because it can continue to act as support, which is exactly what it did here. Just bounce right off of it. Bulls are showing their cards, right, by buying with limit orders off the 20 EMA. Until they stop, of course, right? But the institutions are doing that right now. Who knows? They might just reverse it here. It could happen, but it's getting a little too choppy for me. The problem is for me, I think, is when it's on a strong trend and it starts to get choppy, it's hard for me to enter the trade. Because like here, for instance, it started to get very choppy, even though we have a two-leggy here. A, B, C, two-legged pullback. And, you know, two legs down off the 20 MA. It just starts to get choppy with the doji bars. I mean, eventually, it breaks out. You know what? Actually, did it break out? It does come out and actually breaks below the signal bar by one tick. If I would enter that trade, I might have used this as my signal bar, or my stop loss. But yeah, I mean, it actually stops you out by one tick and then bounces. If you use this as your signal bar, the traditional signal bar. I didn't even realize that until now. And so that was a trap, actually, and that was a hidden trap. I could have gone long. I didn't realize that. That's actually a hidden trap. See, it starts to get really choppy here, pandas. It's hard for me to enter this trade, especially if you look at the higher time frames. I mean, when it looks like this wedge here and a micro wedge here, it's tough to enter that trade. Turtle Toe says he found a nice trend. I'm not sure. Is it like this? Something like this? I don't know. I kind of like this better, to be honest. We're hitting the top here, and the reason being is because there's room to top here. They could actually push higher, which is crazy to think. But I can change the channel once more information is given. Too choppy here, no trades for me. Again, right, too choppy here. Like this is a two-leggy, but this two-leggy happened in a way where it's just very choppy. It actually does stop you out if you did it properly, but amazing. Getting a multiple resistance levels here, but it's clearly above the 20 MA. It looks like this is a tower that wants to fall over though. Like when you look at this on the higher time frames, let me just get rid of these actually. I think it will show you even more just how it looks like how it wants to topple over. Like this does not look sustainable. I mean, anything can really happen in the market, but this looks like it wants to topple over and break. It's just looks very weak. Not a lot of price action beneath it here. The 5-minute chart, just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 bull bars in a row. It's actually incredible. The lower time frames is just complete chop right now. Just waiting. For me, one thing that surprises me is the fact that yesterday's high basically acted as support here, right? Or the overnight high acted as support, bouncing off of it. Getting a two-leggy here. It's just, I do not know if I can take this trade. This is very choppy. And if I go long here, I don't know. I don't think I like it. Hmm.
10,000 tick trap.
Potential trap here. Do I want this trap? I kind of want this trap. Do not copy my trades. Oh, it's a terrible signal bar. I don't know about that. I like this trap though, but it's getting a little too choppy for me. Plus, we're in a strong uptrend already. It's hard to reverse this. Maybe a higher low, second entry long. I don't know if I like any of these trades right now. Even this higher low, second entry long. Do I like that trade? Let's continue our uptrend. I don't know about that either. So confusing. So choppy. It's higher low, second entry long. Failed reversal attempt currently. It's failing. Absolutely incredible. If you went short here, your stop loss is up here, and you might get stopped out here. High chance to get stopped out if you took that short. I didn't like this, how this formed here. Starting to look like a trading range.
10,000 tick trap.
Trap triggers on a 10,000 tick chart. Far away from the 20 EMA. This trap does trigger on a 10,000 tick chart, but so far away from 20 EMA, it's not one I would like to enter in. Boy, oh boy. A 5-minute chart has no pullbacks whatsoever. No candle has broken a previous candle's low yet on the 5-minute chart. Just amazing move. This is why I think entering trades is so tricky, because if, like, when we look at this, we're thinking obvious uptrend. Obviously, we're in an uptrend. But the immediate price action looks very choppy. And what usually happens is this is what happens when things reverse. It could either reverse or continue to go up. The chances are it will continue to go up, but this is also the places where they start to break down here. I don't know if I like any trade here, pandas. I really don't. It's kind of hard for me to enter when the price action looks like this. Very hard for me to enter. Can I get a quick chart check? Let me see here. Oh, I hate reloading during stream. You glitch out. As you can see, there's so many like failed attempts to break out here. Like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 attempts to break out. Well, Curtis, my trap setting is set up to 2 points, so this might be why. He's saying no traps on his chart. It's because I mean, this definitely is a trap here, though. So you should at least see this trap. But in the last 10 minutes, yeah, maybe. I just have no trades, man. This game's so choppy, and starting to enter a range here. You see this range, basically the 50% mark. The upper part of this range is starting to become a range. So this is getting really choppy here. It's just confusing. Can't really enter a trade here. Unless you want to buy with limit orders and sell with limit orders. For me, I guess the way I measure it is, you know, if you're looking for 2 times risk reward, you know, if this is your 2 times risk reward, then you're willing to risk 1, you know. This is 2, so you divide whatever your reward here by 2 and find out your stop loss. So when you do win, you make double. If you lose, you only lose half of whatever the reward was. Trading range here. You can potentially trade a failed. Well, I'm no longer interested in that. 3 strong bear bars in a row. Coming back to our trend line here. Let's see if it holds. This is kind of what I mentioned on the higher time frames when it looked like this. You're thinking there's no way this is sustainable to keep going up. It looks like it wants to topple over. 5-minute chart finally has a pullback. First pullback on the 5-minute chart. Absolutely amazing. Looks like it wants to come back to the bottom of the trading range on the trading range indicator. Top of the trading range to the bottom of the trading range. Again, if you're wondering why I'm so flat, you can rewind and look at any setup that you see here. I really go over all my thought process. Is either too choppy here, right? Didn't like the signal bars here. Actually, you get stopped out here if you took that trade. Didn't take that trade. Didn't take this one because the 2-legged looks weird. You know, it's beneath the pivots to go long right beneath it. A little risky. No setups. I'm just watching this. I don't know what's happening. Fail breakdown, maybe, of this trading range up here. 3 strong bear bars. Trading range starts to reverse off of that. Maybe a higher low setup might be something you're interested in to go back up to the top of this trading range. I don't like it because all the failed breakout attempts makes it feel like, you know, we're kind of just done with this area. We might want to reverse. What a Monday. What a way to start the week of trading. Just, I mean, it's like it's in an uptrend, but the uptrend at the current area is very choppy. I don't know what to do. Higher low setup, maybe back to the top of the trading range? Not sure. Possible measure move here, which I don't know, would surprise me, I guess, if it hits it. High or low? Do I like this high or low setup? I don't. I don't like any setup here. I don't like any of these trades. I don't like this market right now. It's like one of the markets where I would like, if I wasn't streaming, I'd probably just like get up, leave, and, you know, eat something, do something else. High or low, second entry long, potentially here. The problem is wondering, are we gonna come back to the bottom of this trading range, which is what I'm afraid of. So if I go long here, it's really going counter to where I feel like the market wants to go. So it's a little hard for me to enter a long trade here. Even though I do see a trading range here, I feel like the trading range indicator is it's scary accurate sometimes. It is confusing sometimes why it works so well. But when I see this, I typically trust the indicator and I just let it play itself out. Because, for instance, if this is an actual target, there won't be enough buyers here because they're waiting to buy down here. Like, why would they buy here? They can buy down here. And the bears, if they see this, they want to there'll be more bears coming in to push it down. And so you just have the potential of more sellers coming here if this is a true area where they want to come down. And the trading range indicator basically just marks it out with price action. So I'm going to trust it here and see what happens. So I'm skipping this long, plus terrible signal bar. It is a high or low setup. Strong bull bars anyway, it's high. Ends up pushing higher. So this blue box seems to be a little more accurate. But yeah, higher low setup, I don't know. It's just confusing. It's a good signal bar, but it's quite large. Be a 4-point risk. It's too leggy. A, B, C. Risk is a little too much for me. And this trend line is obviously looks like it's in the way. So I do not want to trade into this trend line either. It's just in a tough spot for me. It's like wedged. And I just don't know which way it's going to break out. It'd be completely guessing for me at this point. Bears, they want to measure move. Coming back down to the bottom of the trading range. We missed the top of the trading range. Makes me feel like we're going to come back to the bottom. Right? We didn't have enough bulls to at least even get us to the top of this trading range. It looks like we're pushing to the bottom now. And this is what I was scared might have happened with this trade. You know, it just ends up giving a scalp before reversing. And it was hard to predict that, let's just say. Hard to predict something like that happening. You see in hindsight bias, you're like, oh, why didn't you enter? You're so stupid. But it's hard to predict it while you're waiting in the trade. You know, while you're waiting for this, you just, I don't know. Pandas, hope you guys are doing better. Yes. Oh, a lot of you guys are negative. 31% of you. I guess that's what the saying, you know, better, you know, flat than negative. You know, better to not enter a trade and miss a win than lose. Tough. I mean, if you see this chop, I understand. But I mean, it's like a person's dream if they're always in long. You know, they go always in long here, and plenty of times to come up break even. You know, so that's what the always in long traders are doing. But now, always in long traders are no longer always in long. And we're going to decide a direction. Just getting very choppy. 5-minute chart. What do we look like here? Got a 2-leggy on the 5-minute forming here. Maybe off the 20 EMA. 2-leggy forming on the 10,000 tick chart. Maybe back to the 20 EMA. 1, 2, 3 attempts to break out. Measure move looks like it wants to be hit. For the bears, want that measure move. This signal bar was really big. Didn't want to take that. Oh, turtles. oh, sorry. A lot of you guys are quote unquote negative, but it's because 0 and negative is the same. So maybe I should change that. Maybe it's hard to say. I don't know how should I set it. Paydays, if you figure out there's a better way to set up this poll, let me know what you think might be better. Maybe I should give a 0 its own. The thing is, like, you only get 4 options on these polls, so I don't know. I guess technically I would be in that that negative spot. Adam Witch. I thought that was old news. I guess I guess it's finally over. The trial's over. He got sued for that because he was like promising, you know, almost like guaranteeing profits, but he was not. People were losing money left and right using his like course. Negative, flat, positive, plus 500. Okay. Gregory Desjardins asks, "Hey Panda, what was the name of the AI you use?" Yeah, Dolly. It's DALL. Dolly. You know what? The funny thing is they actually made a better one. They made a better one. Let me change this poll for you guys. Get a little better picture. Alright, so we'll say negative. Less than. Oh. I feel like weird to say negative, positive, flat. It's like, it's a lot of things. I don't know. Let's say, minus 0. It would be negative, flat, positive, 500 plus. Let's try that. I kind of like that, but I like numbers. The numbers make it a little bit more. I don't know. Let's see.
Five-minute trap.
We got a two-leggy forming here. This is so choppy though. Higher low setup as well. It's getting so choppy. This is getting so crazy right now. Look at how many wicks there are here. It's a dangerous place to trade, in my opinion. Turtle toes, how dare you spam? I don't know, maybe negative, flat. Yeah, we could try that. Negative, flat, positive. Let's see how that works. I don't really like the. I like the numbers. I like the ranges, you know, but I had to choose, you know, where to put the zero. The zero's making it tough. You know what I'm saying? Second entry short here. I almost want to go short here, but not enough room to the bottom of that trading range. It's just confusing. Absolutely confusing. Head and shoulders looking like pattern as well. Huh. I mean, chop to 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 chop. When your two-legged looks like this with so many wicks above and below the bodies, it's just very confusing because this is behavior of a choppy market. So that means that any trade really that's happening here probably happening with limit orders. But yeah, I don't know. This is just looks ugly. Like, I don't really want to take the trap to the upside. We do have like a breaker trend to new low, potential trap to the long side here. That actually can be the case. And the two-leggy would actually form on the 5-minute chart. 5-minute chart, two-legged pullback. It's just not at the 20 EMA though. A, B, C. Right, the 5-minute chart creating a two-leggy. 10,000 tick chart, basically it's a two-legged pullback. If it does break above a previous candle's high, it's a hidden second entry long. The smaller time frame are beneath the 20 EMA. So choppy. You know, basically, you know, you're in this little box here and you do not really want to trade a breakout of this. In fact, you want to probably trade like a fail breakout. So this breaks out, comes back in this box, like you actually want to go short here at this point. It's just so nasty. The price action today is not it. And it's nice to be able to identify that. You know, I'm flat for a reason today. Hope it makes sense. Timothy Chapo, first day of school for his kids. Probably want to go short here, if anything. Come back into a trade, but the trading range is so small, you basically don't have like a point to make. Strong bull bar ending on its high though here. Notice on the 5-minute chart, the second entry long does trigger. The 10K chart, the second entry long does trigger. It's a hidden second entry long on a 10,000 tick chart. The reason why, because it's an outside bar reversal here. Confusing.
Five-minute trap.
That means there's a trap on the 5-minute. This might be a fail second entry long. Hard to say. It's just so choppy. No clear direction. So Turtle says, you know, do like -1 to 500, then 0, then 1 to 500, then 500 plus. The thing is, 0 to 500, what if you lost more than 500? That's the problem. That is the heart of the problem. Amazing. 5-minute chart. The trap triggers on the 5-minute chart. It bounces right off of it. Oh man, it's a higher or low second entry long on the 5-minute chart. Looks very bullish now, actually. A higher low second entry long with a failed trap on the 5-minute, looking for a new high. Right, this is still looking for a new high on the 5-minute chart. Right, this will be first breaker trend. This looks pretty bullish to me, at least for that new high to break this high. I will trade a second entry long here if we get it. A, B, C, something like that. It's still very choppy, so it's a little dangerous. Okay, that reverses. So the 5-minute chart actually is nice. We finally hit the bottom of the trading range. Absolutely amazing. You gotta let the candle finish. I don't know what just happened, but that's a huge move now. Surprise bar, most likely follow through. Surprise bar here, surprise bar here. Small pullback, probably follow through. Probably another push down. The 5-minute chart, the trap does finally work out for you. It came back up, making me think it was going to reverse again. But it pushed down hard back to the 20 MA. That's why you wait for the bar to finish. We're finally getting that second push down on a technical level on the 10,000 tick chart. 5-minute chart, absolutely disgusting. For those who went long there, rest in peace. Thoughts and prayers to you. Continuation on the surprise bar down. Quite possibly might happen. This is far away from 20 MA. Brazy says, my brother is hating on you. He said you lose every trade. What you gotta say to that? I would say go back and watch every single video in its entirety that I've ever posted, and then let me know if I've lost every single trade I've entered. I just, you know, with things like that, it literally takes one case to disprove that. If I just win one trade. So I don't know who the foolish one is here. I don't know if it's me or if it's your brother. But for saying a statement like that, where I obviously have one trades, I think the foolish. I know your brother's trying to make me look foolish, but at the end he makes himself a fool, which is the plight of foolish people. Man, I want to go short here. Boy, oh boy, I want to go short here. Strong push down. Fail second entry. Long. But we're also in this trading range, marked by the trading range indicator. Signal bar. No longer interested. I'm gonna let it go. Your brother's a fool. Richard Harris says, never take those chopped breakouts. I agree with that. You know, because it looked like the market has made its decision to just crash. And look where we are now, right? Look at the 5 minute. You just got to let the bar finish and realize, man, this is a failed breakdown. Failed reversal attempt currently. 10,000 tick chart might make a second entry long here. I don't know if I would consider it like a break of trend to new high. I still see this more like a spike in channel type situation. Something like this, spike in channel. We broke the channel. Might test the high of it one more time. Your brother's a fool. Um, 4D chess. I can't lose every trade if I never trade. So, who's a fool now? Honestly, I don't know. This is confusing. I mean, we're hitting our trend line. Feels like inch short. Is it a key area? Doesn't seem strong enough for me. Second entry long on the 10,000 tick chart looks juicy. Looks juicy on the 10,000 tick chart. The reason saying it looks juicy because it's a nice signal bar coming off the 20 MA. It's a two-legged pullback. So maybe quite a strong push up here. It's also coinciding confluence with the 2,000 tick chart higher low second entry long. I'm sitting on my pause though, pandas. I just really don't know what's happening. It's confusing today. Make sure you guys scalp that like button. Panda needs some AdSense money because obviously he's making no money in the market today. What is going on? This is so choppy. Can't lose money if you don't trade. David Bourne asks, how did you come up with 2,000 and 10,000 tick charts? What is the reasoning behind them? 2,000 tick chart because a lot of people use it. Mainly because a lot of us come from, you know, the two-legged pullback journey that a lot of us share. Starts with Michael Chin, then goes to Mac from Price Action Trading System. And both of these guys were using 2,000 tick charts. The reasoning behind it is because if you want to scalp, typically you want to be on a smaller time frame. And if you scalp, you want to be on a time frame where the candles are fast enough where you can scalp because you don't want to be in trades too long, but also big enough, right? On average, you want every single bar on average to be big enough for a scalp. You know, so if you're scalping 2 points, you need to be on a time frame where the average size of the candles is at least 2 points. And so the 2000 tick chart is kind of a balance between, you know, a short time frame plus big enough where you can scalp out. 10,000 tick chart comes from the math of a popular time frame to use are daily charts and weekly charts. And so typically what you do is when you want to have a higher time frame to check the context of the smaller time frame, you usually want to go 5 times higher, because that's what week or daily to weekly chart traders do, right? Swing traders, like the swing traders who trade the daily charts, they'll look at weekly charts to check their higher time frame. And so it's times 5. And so what we do here, you get 2000 tick chart, you multiply that by 5, right? The market's fractal, and so these time frames and these ratios work out. So this is why we do the 10,000 tick chart to look at the higher time frames. Hope that makes sense. It looked juicy, and now it looks terrible. It's actually a OI pattern, right? Breakout mode. So if it breaks out any side of this, you know, the high here, the low here, that's the breakout area. We do bounce off this trend line, which is kind of nice. The higher time frames is what's really stopping me from doing anything, because I think the higher time frames can go higher, right? It looks like it wants to go up higher on the higher time frames. It's basically the first pullback back to the 20 MA on the 10,000 tick chart. The first pullback on the 5-minute chart to the 20 MA. So I'm thinking it wants to go higher, and so I'm looking for a trade to go long. But the problem is on the smaller time frame, right? It's not giving me a good setup here. So I just don't know. I just don't know. The EMA periods are the same. We're probably breaking out here, breaking above our trend line. Second entry long about to trigger on 10,000 tick chart. It finally does trigger on a 10,000 tick chart, but 1, 2, 3, 4 overlapping bars on the 10,000 tick chart. The 5-minute chart, the second entry long does trigger here as well off the 20 MA, or the double bottom, basically off the 20 MA. Could get credence to go long there. I may trade a trap trade to the long side here. So if this is a fail second entry short, pandas, I may go long here. Do not copy my trades. It's because I'm looking at the higher time frames, seeing that we are in that second entry long, and so do not copy my trades. Outside bar reversal here, and it's just so choppy. I wouldn't be surprised if I lose this trade, but it is what it is, and we'll take a trade here near the end of the stream. And I have my reasons why. Higher time frames, it looks like we're going long, and we're finally above this trend line. So thoughts and prayers to me. Fortune favors the brave, as my boy Matt Damon always has reminded me. Oh boy, popped up. Feel me? Get me in, get me in. I'm gonna chase this a little bit. Small, teeny chasing here. I'm in this trade. Let's see if we get that. 2-point scalp. Let's see how long this takes, because it's so choppy out and this might take forever. It looked like I almost filled my target. That's not good. Okay, bouncing off. That's good news. People are buying right at that top, the high there. That's good news. We're bouncing off of that. It's good news for us. Let's hope it stays up this way. That's not good news. This is taking too long. Like, I already want to skunk this trade because this trade is taking too long to finish on a trap trade, and it's just not what I like. If I'm in a trap trade, I want it to finish in about 1 to 2 bars. If we're 3 bars in and we're still not finished, I'm skunking this trade just because I know how choppy we are today. I just feel like, I don't know, we might continue to chop here. But I'll hold it up. I'll hold on to it for 3 bars. And then I'm out, no matter what. It's just too long, right? The trade should have finished already, and the fact that it didn't, something's wrong here. If it's too long, it's wrong. And you follow through here. It looks like it wants to fill me here. That'd be great news. I can come out, break even here, and just come out because it's taking too long. I might just come out here, break even, +1. It's just taking too long. I don't mind just skunking this because it's already taking too long for me, and I want to get out of this trade. So I'm not going to risk, right, this reversing and just crushing the market right now. Just reverse violently. All right, I'm out of this trade. I skunked it, pandas. And the reason being is because I just do not like how long it's taking. And it is what it is. If it bursts out here, I'm fine with that. It's just, I don't like trades that should have finished in a couple seconds to take a lot longer than it should. Every single candle here is making it less and less chance for this to work. And so I'm just out of this trade and I'm happy. Moving on to next trade. And like, it might be one of those days I just don't really trade because it's just not what I like. You know, if I stay in these trades for too long, what ends up happening is, you know, usually reverses. It gets me. It is what it is. So I skunked it. I'm moving on. It is what it is. But pandas, I really, yeah, see, now it's going down. You know, I skunked it. You're still, it's safe because your signal bar is actually not that large, right? You lose about 2 points here, but a little more than 2 points. So you can have a 2-point risk. You know, really, you can re-enter this trade if you like it still. I just don't like that fact that it reversed here without making the scalp. I don't like that. That is not a good sign. It's not a good thing. I just want to see if this actually ends up making the scalp here, yes or no. And right now I'm like, you already don't like it because of this breakdown here, right? This small triangle breaking down to the downside. If it fails and goes up, you might have a reason to go long here, but you know, now you're sweating. You know, when you see this candle, you're like, man, can I even come out break even at this point? Your break even is 1 tick above the signal bar. So it's like you look at the price action, you see like other traders who entered with you, right? They probably came out break even right here. You're still in this trade if you have your stop loss underneath here. So you can still make your scalp. It's just, it's taking way too long at this point. Like, a scalp should be a scalp, right? Which means it has within the word, right, that it should be quick. It should be a quick move, whatever trade you're in. And it might work out, and I'm fine with that, but the fact that it reversed here, I'm glad I'm out of the trade already. I'm just like, it's just not, it's not it. I don't like it. I don't like it. But we'll stay to 10:45 here. So like I will still be in this trade waiting for my scalp, and it's just too much stress, right? I'd rather be out of this trade with no stress than staying in with all the stress here. And you finally do make the scalp. It's just how long it takes to make. I just don't like this kind of market. For me, a scalp should be quick within the few couple bars. I skunk it if I don't like it. Move on. It does make it, but I don't even feel bad about it. It is what it is. But pandas. That being said, I'll see you guys tomorrow, And it seems like a lot of you guys are positive, which is great. A lot of you guys are flat like I am today. Or I guess I'm kind of flat. I'm made a little teeny bit of profit. Not going to really count it as a trade. Basically a skunk. And so pandas, I'll see you guys tomorrow bright and early. 9:15 for the mainstream. 9 o'clock for the pre-market show if you guys want to join and go over all my account balances. Go over all my off-stream trades. It's a great time. It's a great smaller group there where we can have a little more intimate conversations about trading and a little more focused conversations. So that being said, I hope you guys trade well, and as always, happy trading. God bless. Bye.